Hello everyone. So I find myself in Lincoln today, Lincoln, UK. I finally have a chance of taking some pictures in this very pretty historical city in the heart of England. This is a lovely little arch, and I have done no research whatsoever into the city, so I'm not going to give you any historical facts about Lincoln and its archaeological beauties, but I did notice that this is a very beautiful arch, and it sort of leads the way into the main center of the city. Now, I've known this city, Lincoln, for a while, and I have always wanted to take some pictures in Lincoln because it really looks pretty. The problem with today is that there is no light whatsoever. The light is absolutely not there. It's absolutely missing. There's a very thick cloud base, and in fact this could actually very well turn out to be a video about how to make the most of days in which there is no light and how to try and come up with some pictures. Anyway, yeah, but I will show you a little bit of the city. So this is a shot that actually kind of encompasses some of the things that I like in photography, because it's a nice angle, and there's the van, which I actually like, and there's obviously the cathedral at the back, which is very interesting, I think. So I think it's a nice shot. Pity is that there is no light, so that the colors don't really come out, and it's not like there are great colors in the scene anyway. It's It's a pretty black and white scene, but yeah, I kind of like the angle. And as we said today, it's about trying making things work. So yeah, even when the conditions are less than optimal, we can possibly sometimes even still try and get some images. Look, there seems to be a little bit of blue coming through the clouds. So might it be opening up a bit? That would be fantastic if it was. No, I was going to say that I think that people in Lincoln are really nice. They're really kind. They seem to be very friendly. So, I was walking around with two cameras like this, and yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of smiles, which is not always the case. So that's very nice to see. That church is the St. Mary Magdalene Church. For today's video, I thought I would make the most of the fact that there is no light today, and I would take the opportunity to maybe give you a few tips for what to do when the light is so flat in photography. Of course, everybody is different. Everybody will give you different tips. I have worked out a few tips that work with the way that I like to shoot, and also with what I like to shoot. I was telling you in my last video that I'm slowly understanding what I like to see in images, and therefore what I like to shoot when I take photographs. That is a problem today, because today the fact that there's virtually no light whatsoever means that the colors really don't come out, and so really you don't have the vibrancy into the colors, and therefore everything is a little bit flat. So for that reason, pursuing this new style for me is a bit challenging today. It's a bit tricky because, again, and there is no natural contrast because of the fact that the light is not strong enough. But so what could one do in order to minimize the impact of bad light, let's say, or poor light? A good idea is to try and find a more compelling subject for your photographs, because very often, if the light is amazing, so that means that it bounces off everything in a lovely way, in a flattering way, and therefore everything that you shoot is going to look good because of the light. So in a way you could say that the light is the subject. So in the absence of that, so in the absence of that possibility, then you need to have a strong subject. So you need to understand what you like to shoot in a picture. Also, from a technical point of view, you might want to bring your exposure up, because if there is less light, in order to make the colors really come out and shine and open up, then we need to bring the exposure up, I think. And this is what I try to do in days like this. Yeah, the city is really very quiet. This is actually lovely. It's very relaxing, almost meditative, I want to say, which is actually a state of mind which is normally conducive to good pictures, because when the mind quietens, normally the intuition side comes up, and it takes us by the hand, and it brings us to see things that otherwise we would miss. There's a little courtyard over there. I'm going to show it to you in a second, with a lot of closed garages, I think. And I don't know, for some reason it really looks nice to me. It really looks cute. So maybe we're going to try and take a picture of that. There's a little bit of a natural contrast there with the light coming off those ridges of the garage door. I like that. Possibly we're going to try and maybe only include 3-4 of these garage doors. Of course, it would be so much better if there was a little bit more sunlight in order to make those yellow flowers, whatever they are, shine and sing a little bit more. So this is Lincoln Cathedral. It's the biggest cathedral in UK, I believe. Now obviously when it comes to try and photograph something so big with a 40mm, it's obviously a challenge, because it's obviously quite hard to get it all in. So I was saying, as you can imagine, it's quite challenging if one wants to get the whole of the cathedral in a picture, because it's obviously quite big. But also, I have made some decisions lately to try and give my pictures a direction. And the way that you do that is obviously by applying some sort of limitations. How do you apply limitations to your photography? One way is, of course, focal length. So I've decided to shoot with primes at the moment, and the most used prime that I use is a 40 millimeter, and so I'm shooting everything at 40 millimeters today. So that means that, for the 40 millimeter, that cathedral is a bit of a challenge. So probably rather than try and get the whole cathedral in the shot, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to isolate bits. I'm trying to isolate elements of the cathedral that could be interesting. I'm actually quite happy with this image of a bus, which actually brings me back to what I am being attracted to lately, and that includes public transport. So for some reason, once I saw that bus, in the square where the cathedral is, and I don't know, I was drawn to it, and the first thing I did was actually trying to get the bus in the shot with some of the cathedral. I don't know, for some reason it just captured my eye. So talking about further tips to shoot in days in which there's no light, another idea could be increase your focal length. So trying to zoom in on the subject in order to make a subject very recognizable. Another idea could be, of course, just to shoot in black and white, because if you're in a situation in which you cannot get the frequency and the vibrancy out of the colors, then you might as well take the colors out of the equation and just focus on shapes and shades and shadows and natural contrast, if you're lucky to find any. When we start taking pictures, when we start photography, it's really hard to follow your visual intuition, and it's really easy to get to follow advice, which is just generalized advice that comes from people that have been shooting totally different things. Maybe they have, well, for sure, they will have totally different taste, totally different artistic and creative sense and disposition. So it really is a good idea to ignore as much as we can, following any advice, and really try and take everything that is psychological, everything that is mental, everything that is made of language out of the equation, and really just try and focus on the way that you feel. Try and focus on what your internal states, your internal body physiology is telling you, because often we can get a very good idea of what we like simply by listening to our body response. In my case, I'm trying to follow that. I'm trying to trust that as much as I can. I'm trying to stay within a standard focal length, around 40 millimeters, 50 millimeters, 35 to 50. I'm going to ignore my own advice in the sense that I'm not going to shoot in black and white, because right now I'm just trying to give all my images a unified sort of vision, a unified style. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that you found it entertaining, if not helpful, at least that you have enjoyed watching it, and I hope that you will enjoy some of the pictures. If you did, please put a like and subscribe to the channel. I really need your help to try and grow this channel. So thanks very much for watching this video. Thanks for sticking with me in my adventure around Lincoln. I will stay around the Lincoln area and Lincolnshire for the next few days as well. So tomorrow I will probably visit another area around here, and hopefully I will be able to take some more pictures and to show you some more footage. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks very much.